in a moment where the old weapons that kept the Bahamas don't work no more. I speak prophetically that we are now about to enter in the next few days a period of what I call the last moment. From July 2014 to July 2015, there shall be tremendous change in 1 year. You watch. There shall be many people dying. I'm telling you, many will be sick. Many will be removed in ways we can't explain. Why? Because God got to make sure that the place is clear. I speak prophetically. You watch my word in the next 12 months from the day of July 10th to 14, there shall be magnificent changes which no one can control. And there shall emerge in the next 12 months leaders you never saw before. There shall be young women and men emerging whose ideas will blow your mind, and they cannot wear the old armor anymore. They shall walk with a new mentality. They shall have a spirit upon them that shall be the Spirit of God, and they shall take us into the next Bahamas. I speak to you with my whole heart that God is saying the time for a new leadership has been birthed. It has arrived. And every day she would weep. And she'd become angry. That's an important word. She said she became angry every day. She went to work angry. Angry at what she saw. She hated what she saw. Everybody say hate. Anger and hate are important for leadership. All true leaders are angry and they are full of hate. I am one of them. You cannot become a leader until you hate something and you're angry at something. Study the leaders. What makes a person a leader? Something makes them angry. I wonder if you are angry at anything. Until you are angry, you are a follower. Until you can stand up in the middle of the House of Assembly, pick up the mace and the crown of the queen and throw it out the window, you ain't a leader yet. There has to be anger. What makes you angry? See, leadership, you can't learn it in the classroom. It happens to you. It happens to you. This woman, she said one day she couldn't take it anymore. Everybody say take it anymore. See, I gave you this statement. Write these down. These are important statements. Hate, anger, and can't take it anymore. See, you decide to become a leader when you can't take it anymore. Now, you can be angry for a while and still not do anything about it. You can hate something for a while and still not do anything about it. You're still not a leader. But when you get to the point where you say, I can't take it anymore, a leader is born that day. Because that's the day you decide to sacrifice your own safety. That's why we can't find too many true leaders in the Bahamas. Which politician you know in the House of Assembly right now who is angry, hate, what's happening to the people and is willing to do anything to do something about it, even lose their friends. See, you know what she did? She said she went to school that day and told her Monsignor, a boss at the school, the Catholic school, she said, I quit. He said, what are you talking about? She said, that's it. I can't take it anymore. He said, where are you going? She said, I'm going to death of those people. He said, what people? She said, I'm going to feed the poor. He said, Calcutta has 300 million people. She said, I'll start with the first one. Can your anger cause you to begin with just one? Are you leadership material? Are you willing to go by yourself? Start by yourself with just one? She said, can I have my paycheck, please? And the priest tried to talk her out of it. She said, no, I can't take it anymore. So he gave her a paycheck, that little woman right there. She took her last paycheck, went to the street, went to the fruit vendor, and spent her entire last check on food. She bought the fruits, the vegetables, took them to the people she walked over, and gave them food in the road. Thus was born Mother Teresa. I wonder if you will take your last check. Sacrifice.
Good afternoon, my fellow Bahamians. It is always a pleasure to be here with you. Of course, we're here on a summer day for this Bahamas. We have lost one of our brothers, one of our comrades, a Bahamian. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know by now, Obie Wilchcombe has passed away. He has spent many years from 2002 in the House of Assembly. He lost one election, but he spent many years in the House of Assembly, and he has contributed, although compensated for it, he has contributed to this country. And we want to say to his family that you have our deepest sympathies and you have our condolences, and we will keep you in our prayers. Ladies and gentlemen, we also want to give our condolences to the family of Keith Bell, who lost his wife, Clara Bell. Death is never an easy thing. Death is never an easy thing for anyone. It's never an easy thing. And so, despite our political differences in understanding and our different political platforms, we want to give our deepest sympathy to the families who are suffering through this. You must remember that many of these families are not political, and these are loved ones, and we must remember that. You must also Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say my short, brief experiences with Obie Wilchcombe. I've had a few experiences with the gentleman. Um, I've always been on the opposite side of the political fence from him, but he's always been cordial and respectful in his dealings with me. Other people may have had different experiences. I remember while I was a part of a singing group, he brought us together, and he was Minister of Tourism and had us to travel along with others in order to promote the Bahamas in a major, and you would have heard me talk about this before while I was talking about our plans for tourism, in a major production to promote the Bahamas in the United States. That was really my first experience dealing with him. And again, my experience was that he was professional, and he dealt with excellence. That was my experience with him. I also had an experience dealing with Obie Wilchcombe when we were fighting for Bella. Myself, Maria, and others were fighting for baby Bella. And the father's family was here in Nassau, and they needed a place to be. And someone reached out to Obie, and he accommodated them while we fought for baby Bella's father. That was a touching experience for me, not because of Obie or anything he did. That's what a Minister of Social Service should do. But only me and the father saw baby Bella and the undertaker in the state that she was in. And this inspired me to continue to fight, not only for young people, but for the Bahamian people. Seeing her in the state that she was in broke my heart. And it made me want to be in a position to make sure that things like this never happen again. Another experience I had with Obie was when we were fighting for Bahamians to get their crown land. And the Progressive Liberal Party went they declared all-out war on us Bahamians because we were fighting for our crown land. It had disturbed us and many Bahamians that our crown land is being taken over by others, but they were getting the red carpet, even though they were in many instances illegal, while we were getting attacked by this government, this administration. And at one point, the government came in the back there. Obie was there. I think Wayne Monroe was there. And the defense force didn't want to let me get in, but I didn't stop them. I didn't let them stop me. I broke in. And Obie was there, and he called me over. And, we spoke. And he said something to me. He said, Lincoln, you inspire me. He said, I'm much older than you, and I've been in politics for a very long time. He said, but you have the courage that I wish I had. Because when you come into a political party, into politics, you have to do as you're told. You have to fall in line and do what you're told. The same thing that Glenasana Martin had told me many years ago. He said, despite what you want to do, despite all the great ideas you have, despite all the talent you have to fall in line. He said, you inspire me. He said, continue doing what you're doing. And he said, I'm going to do what I can to block what they're doing from a social services standpoint. To make it seem as if you cannot touch them because there are some social issues here. The next day I heard them starting to say that on the news. I don't know if he actually did that, if it was his idea, but that's what he said. But he was able to talk to what he saw as a political opponent and say, "You inspire me." And he told me that I'm an inspiration to all Bahamians. And he had the courage to stand up like that. And so on this day, despite our political differences, again, I want to give condolences to the family of Obie Wilchcombe for what is worth. Ladies and gentlemen, with that said, I appreciate the words of Dr. Miles Monroe in the video that we played earlier, in that real leadership is angry. And you're not going to be able to make change until you're angry. And change never comes until someone is angry. Martin Luther King was angry at seeing his people abused. He quit as a pastor. He was a pastor. A lot of people don't know that he was only a pastor for 5 years, and he quit because he felt like the fight for people of color was more important than having church every Sunday. There were many churches, but there weren't many people with the courage to fight in the way that he did. And he quit being a pastor so that when you go to Miami, you can sit in the front of the bus. But when you go to Miami, you can eat in a restaurant. You don't have to go to a college-only bathroom. But when your children move to Miami, your children can go to the regular schools. He felt that that fight was important because he was angry, and he decided to do something instead of sitting down and talking. Moses was angry when he saw his people being abused. He saw one man being abused, but that was his purpose, and so it made him angry to see an Egyptian abusing one of his people to the point where he was willing to kill. Jesus was angry and went in the temple and broke the place up, turned over the tables. Ladies and gentlemen, some people say that the COI is angry. I put it to you that it was not until Milo Butler got angry enough to go in that House of Assembly and be arrested and be lifted and dragged out, be locked in the bathroom, that change came. It was not until A.D. Hanna was willing to get picked up and dragged out of that House of Assembly that change came. It was not until Pinlin was angry enough to pick up that mace and throw it out the window that change came. Change never comes without anger. And it takes courage to bring change. And that's why the word rage is in the word courage. Bahamians all across this land are angry. And they want more. There are many of us who are just comfortable and lost, and we still just feel that our party is more important than anything else. But there are a growing number of Bahamians who feel that enough is enough. We're tired of going back and forth to the PLP and F&M, making them rich while we get more of the same taxes every time and less services every time. Our roads are getting worse. Our healthcare is getting worse. When accident emergency is operating from lobbies or operating from outside, people are in the rain, the rats running around, we've gone to the bottom of the bottom. Our education system is getting worse. Our kids are failing miserably. But the reality is they are not failing. We are failing them. Our electricity is getting worse. Our electricity bills are getting higher. Our water is getting worse. There's no area of our society that is working out for us. We need change. Our country is under invasion, while our politicians make the money from it. And so we have been flooded with persons calling us, the media. I appeared on Eyewitness News tonight, but the media, politicians, everyone calling, wondering what we are going to do as it relates to this coming by-election that is imminent. Everyone has been calling. Do we have a candidate? Are we going to run? Or are we going to sit this one out? Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make it clear that the Coalition of Independence is here, and we are here to stay. We are serious, and we are a serious political organization. Because we are just being formed, you cannot see all of our structure from on the outside yet. But we are a structured, strong organization that is coming to take this country back and give it to the people. The problem with our generation is that we're too soft. We let them get away with what they do. They know that you're not going to challenge them. They know you're not going to do nothing. You're not going to say nothing. And so they continue to do whatever they want. That even they would go even against a referendum. They would insult you. Because all you can do is vote them out and vote their friends in. And then vote them back in next time. They lose nothing, while you lose everything. Ladies and gentlemen, the Coalition of Independence will be offering a candidate in the by-election that is to come. It is too soon to focus on this, to give the details, but because we were getting so much calls, we decided to make a public announcement that we will be putting a candidate forward. Why would we be putting a candidate forward? Because we need real opposition in the House of Assembly, man. We need to put another party in there that's going to put the government's foot to the fire, who's not going to sell out, who's going to stand up to them. Who will not be a stranger to the House anymore, but who will go into that House and speak on behalf of the constituency and speak on behalf of the Bahamian people. We got to put their foot to the fire. They're not taking the Bahamian people serious, so we need warriors in that House. We expect that this is the first of many by-elections. We expect that there are more by-elections to come, and that this is the first one. So we have been preparing. And so this is the first, and we are prepared not only for the by-elections that may come, but for the general elections, when we will put forward 39 candidates. And so it is our goal, if the people of West End and Bimini would allow us to go in there and speak up for West End and Bimini, to fight for West End and Bimini, to spark the change that this country needs. Grand Bahama has been suffering. While Bimini has had some foreign investors, we think it's time for local Bahamians to be empowered. If foreign investors can come with no money, but come with a dream, and then raise the money for their dream, and then hire us as their servants, then Bahamians should be allowed to come together with their dream and be funded the same way our prime ministers funded Sarkis Ismailin, who's a foreigner, although he had status to be here at the time. Why couldn't they fund our dreams? They say you can't do business because you don't have money. Well, he didn't have the billions of dollars needed to do his business. It's time to empower Bahamians. There are things that Bimonites are going through that we will address. You will have a warrior in the house. There are things that the people of West End are going through that we will address. You will have a warrior in the house. You will have an organization that will speak up for you, that will not hide from you, that will not duck and dodge for you, but the transformation will begin. All right? So, Grand Bahama is suffering. West End is stuck in a time capsule. West End is stuck in a time capsule. It feels like it's the same as it was 50 years ago. But change must come, and change has come. And so, for those of you tuning in, the Coalition of Independence will be putting forward a candidate in the coming by-election. We will shortly make the announcement of who this candidate will be. And we're calling on all Grand Bahamians and the people of West End and Bimini to stand with us, to put a warrior in the house, to put a party that is looking out for you in the house. Stand with us as we stand with you. Stand with us as we stand with you. The fact of the matter is, someone asks us, well, that's a PLP stronghold. Why go up? Just save your efforts for the general election. Stronghold. Listen, I told that person, then we have nothing to lose. We're not expected to win? Okay, then we have nothing to lose. What if you get an L? What if you don't win? Then we lost nothing. Because you say it's a PLP stronghold. I know one thing. In 1956, the UBP won that seat. That was a long time ago. Very interesting. The UBP won that seat because the PLP candidate, PLP was only 3 years old when they had the election. It was formed in 1953, and in 56 there was an election, and the candidate didn't show up. So some people say he got paid off and didn't show up. And so when you see us concerned about who we put forward, that's the same concern today. The UBP paid off the PLP candidate to not show up in West End. And so we need strong Bahamians who are ready to stand up and sell out because billions of dollars are at stake. And that's what this is all about. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have nothing to lose on this as a political party. But West End and Bimini, you have everything to lose as a constituency because things are getting worse. Isn't it interesting? The lack of ambulances in Grand Bahama. Think about this. If a member of parliament is found in his room, how will he get to the hospital? If you are in a crisis, how will you get to the hospital? No Bahamian should have to die because of a lack of an ambulance. It's time for us to stop settling. Our mission, first mission, is to rebuild the family islands. We must give the family islands what they need and what they are paying for. The family islands, individuals pay more taxes than us because everything is more expensive on the family islands. The question is, if you are in West End, 8 Mile Rock, what is the process to get you to the hospital? The next question you must ask yourself is, what is your light bill like in West End and Bimini? What is your electricity bill like? Should this continue? For the people of West End, you are the stone that the builders reject. You are the key to the new Bahamas. You are literally in the mouth of America. You are one of the closest points offshore to America, other than Bimini. Bimini, you are the closest point offshore to America. We have not taken advantage of that because of lack of vision. We need strong representation in the House of Assembly that is going to fight for you and speak up on you and speak up on your behalf. It's time. It's time that we stop being beggars. It's time that we stop looking for politicians to just be nice, but to actually empower us. It's time for something different. We are going to spark the new Bahamas now. So we hope that you are ready. No more settling. No more begging for backpacks. No more. It's time for a new Bahamas. West End and Grand Bahama, you are the new economic zone that is going to transform the Bahamas and transform this region. It never happened. It never happened. But something can happen where Guinea is. It's time to transform our country by transforming Grand Bahama. And West End, you are sitting at the gates of the new Bahamas. I know that many of us have been PLPs or FNMs, and we just like our party to do good. I know that right now there's a fight in the PLP about who's going to represent. You know, I've been PLP camp on what's going on. That all day yesterday, they haven't even allowed the gentleman to, the good MP, to be buried yet. And they're already going at it. There's a doctor, I won't call his name, who is interested in running. They're already putting themselves forward for the PLP. There's also Randy Rule, who was saying that it's his time. And for the PLP. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for something different. We done try the back and forth. And so all kind of contracts going to get offered to you, and people are going to be fighting for who's going to be the one to be giving all these contracts, et cetera, et cetera. Everything's going to be promised to you. They're going to say, let's do it for Obie, all this kind of stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for real change. And if you're serious, we're going to have real change. If you're serious. And so if you are ready for real change, the coalition is going to show you that they are the choice. All right, not just a force to be reckoned with, but they are the choice. All right, so we're asking all of you to stand up and stand with us so that we can have this change. I want to I want to segue. I want to segue there. There are a lot of, ladies and gentlemen, this is my word to you. Let's stay focused. Let's stay focused. Do not be divided along political lines. Do not be divided by ideology, because you difference from your brother and sister. If a gentleman has died, let his family mourn, let his friends, etc., mourn, and deal with politics later. All right? I want to say about the message that Dr. Miles gave. Many Bahamians are now angry, and I see your anger and I see your hurt. I see it. Let his family mourn. Let his friends mourn. And then let's use our anger to take this country back. So we're calling on your support. Campaigners, get ready to jump on a plane. Get ready to walk the grounds. Put on your battle boots. Let's get geared up. Let's get ready for war. The war doesn't happen in social media. The war doesn't happen behind a microphone. The war happens with boots on the ground. Let's get these boots on the ground and let's go and knock on every door, and let's go and talk to every individual and give them the knowledge that there's an option for them this time. There's an option, a good option, for them to do something different, to have real representation in the House of Assembly. Let's do it. We're going to war, all out. Soldiers, who's ready? Let's do it. Let's do it. If you want to fund our political efforts, you know what to do. You know where our headquarters is. You know how to call us. You know how to reach us. We're going to war. And so deals are being made in the PLP and FNM right now to get funding, and promises are being made. We are ready. And so let's go out there and let's take this country back for our people. We hope you are ready. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be in Grand Bahama on the weekend. And so if you want to come out, you want to meet me, you want to come talk to me, we're having an event in Grand Bahama. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you. Make sure that you are there. Make sure that you are there. In fact, let me show you what's going to be going on the weekend. There it is. I'm going to show you what's going to be going on the weekend. All right, so I'm going to be there on the weekend. And this is what's happening.
Want to be entertained and have lots of fun? Well, join the Coalition of Independence on September 30th at Pirates Cove on Tano Beach. Doors will open at 4 p.m. You will be surprised, and you will have surprises. Special guest appearance will be made by our leader, Mr. Lincoln Bain. We will be having a grand raffle and tea party. Purchase your tickets today. The cost of the ticket is $20. 438-8355. Come on out. Have lots of fun. See you there.
So we're going to have a grand raffle that you can participate in, a tea party. So come on out. Make sure you're a part of this effort. The COI has been working for a very long time. The COI has not given up. Since election came and went, we were still all over this. We were still out there fighting in every area, in every way we can. We have not given up. We have not stopped. And now we're headed to this election, which is going to be a preseason game for us. Season game, y'all. We have to win this preseason game. That's really what this election is. A game where Everything is on the table, and we're looking forward to winning this for the Bahamian people. All right. So again, some people say, listen, as a PLP seat, okay, good. We don't have nothing to lose, but we're gonna go out there, get our workers and all that trained, get you trained in your in working the polls. We're gonna get you trained in walking door to door, et cetera, et cetera. It's good training grounds for all of us. So we're looking forward to going over there and doing what we have to do. All right. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of these uncircumcised Philistines. Someone told me, oh, that's a PLP seat. Well, that's their funeral. If they make the choice to continue the same way that they've been going, then that's their right. But we have to give them a choice of a different option, another option. Their covering is gone. The gig is up. Bahamians are waking up, and they have to make a decision. So someone said, oh, you do if you're not in government. Well, what has been happening for you in government? Ask yourself that. More taxes? More light bills? More grocery bills? What's been happening for you? Good question, right? What do you have to lose? Good question, right? And so that's really what it is. But let's get a warrior into the House of Assembly who is going to fight for the people. Let's get a warrior party to go and fight for the Bahamian people in the House of Assembly. Unless you just like more and more taxes, but someone who's going to keep their foot to the fire. All right. And let's get them in there. Let's get them in there. All right. So just a couple more announcements, and then we're going to switch the topic to what we wanted to talk about for some time. We got to answer this question. There's nothing else more important than this in this country to talk, and that's our carbon credits. All right, it's our carbon credits. So ladies and gentlemen, so on Sunday, team is going to be in Gambia. Again, the COI never stopped working. Right, as if you've done, everything hasn't been on social media or on the news. But we've been doing things, and we've painted house in Pinewood, giving out gifts to people, giving out snacks to kids, etc. We have helped elderly people, giving out air conditions, fixed roofs, all this kinds of stuff we've been doing from the beginning, since election, before election. All right, and we are not stopping now. Ain't no stopping us now. We're going to continue doing this. We're having some bad internet issues, of course, but just stay tuned. Don't worry about anything. And so our team went into Gambia, the park. The bathroom was damaged. There's severe damage in the bathrooms, and our team fixed the bathroom. And so our team repaired the bathroom. We didn't ask the government for nothing. We just went and did it because the association was saying the government hasn't done anything. That's menace. The government hasn't done anything. And so our team went in there and actually did some repairs to the bathroom. All right. So we repaired, as you can see here, we repaired the sinks. They were totally broken down. So we went in there and we repaired the sinks. And this is in Gambia. Dr. Minnis constituency. And so Dr. Minnis gets, well, it was 100,000. Now it's 150,000. He gets that every election. So for this term, to do stuff like that in the constituency, Dr. Minnis got $750,000. But this is how the sink looked before. There's other things in there we fixed, but this is how the sink looked before. And this is the COI going in there and repairing the sink. All right. So we've been doing a lot of things all across the community. So that's what it. And also, we did some repairs to the basketball park. We fixed the basketball park in Gambia. And of course, they asked us to give them new nets and, and new hoop. And we did that. All right. So we got them brand new basketball, brand new nets and everything in Gambia. And so on top of that, we're going to be in Gambia on Sunday. So I'll be moving around. We're doing a lot of traveling, ladies and gentlemen. And so we're going to have a lot of activities. There's going to be free. There's going to be food, free food, the kiddie corner with the tents, et cetera, et cetera. It's going to be cash prizes. All kind of things are going to be going on. So I'll be there. Shadow Minister of Health, Dr. Veronica McIver is going to be there. A lot of things are going to be going on. So it's going to be on Sunday, October 1st. A Sunday coming, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So come on out. All right. So that's in Gambia's Park, Gambia Village Park. So make sure come bring your kids, the food. We're gonna help persons there. So again, cash prizes. They're gonna have a basketball shootout with cash prizes, and much more is gonna be going on. So come on out and be a part of what's going on. All right. So thank you all for that. That's Sunday coming. So Grand Bahama. So come out if you want to talk to me, if you want to see me, I'll be there. And you can come on out and see what's going on. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk a little bit about our carbon credits. I know I didn't have time don't have time to really focus into it in depth. I want to talk about this carbon credits because I watched a show where a gentleman, was talking about the carbon credits as if, it couldn't happen. I was a part of a show where a gentleman who's a lawyer was making it seem like it's a pipe dream, despite, I guess, he's still stuck on the old PLP talks, even though the PLP is past that, and they're saying that this can happen. Someone says they're going to win that basketball shootout. You got to beat me to win that. But our carbon credits is now certified scientifically, the seagrass alone, to be worth $156 billion. Billion. And for us to be having conversations about anything else, for us to be sitting down praising political parties that have already told us that you ain't getting none of that. You see, when Brave made the decision to stop your sovereign wealth fund, the F&M agreed to that. They agreed to that. When Brave Davis gave us his carbon credit bill and decided to put everything in the name of the Prime Minister, to where the only person he kind of has to consult with is the Minister of Finance, which is him. The F&M agreed to that. You didn't hear them speaking out against it. You know why? They're in this together. And this is why we need new strength. We need a new God in the House of Assembly. And I want to say this to everyone in my generation. Everyone in my generation. No one is going to give up power. No one is going to give up their benefits, their billions. You have to come and take it. You have to come and take it. They're taking everything from us. And if we're going to sit down and let them trick us every time, then we don't deserve to have it. All right? So the carbon credits is very important. And so a lot of people are confused about it. I heard, what was his name? Paul Moss was confused. And so I'm going to open the phone lines and let you be able to ask me questions about it if you don't understand about something about it, because this is very important. We have a chance to transform this entire nation. No more. In the new Bahamas, we will not need a Minister of Social Services. Let me repeat that. In the New Bahamas, we will not need a minister of social services because we will no longer be beggars. None of us. All right. So I'll take some of your questions. I can see some of your texts, and I can see, because we've been talking about this, if there's something about it that you need to understand how it works, etc., I'll do that for you. But he asked me, if this thing is working right now, who's benefiting from it right now. He asked me live on the show about that, and I was shocked that educated people were having this silly conversation. All right. I'm going to pull that up for you. Let me pull up something for you so you can understand exactly what's going on. Let me just give me a second. Okay. Okay. Let me show you something. And that's a little slow, but okay, we up and running. Okay. Okay. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you something. There's a lot of people who they may be comfortable and they don't want to look to nothing new, and they don't want to be different. They just want to keep things the way it is because they got to where they are with things the way it is. And they don't want you to have nothing. But to that gentleman who asked if this thing is real, if this is happening right now, let me show you something. Let me share the screen for you one sec. Let me share the screen. Watch this. Watch this. Okay, we got calls coming in. Let me take this call while we're doing this. And again, you're not restricted to questions about the carbon credits. I take all questions. Good afternoon, you're live.
Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. President. How are you?
I am awesome.
Great. I have a question in regards to the by-election. How long time frame?
The time frame? Well, the laws on the by-election are clear. The laws on the by-election is clear. They have 30 to 60 days in order to act. Of course, they find ways to maneuver. Now, you will remember that during the by-election, when Ingram stepped down, he gave his official resignation. He wanted to do it on the 15th of July, but he ended up doing it on the 25th of July. They didn't have the actual election. I'm sorry, my other phone was ringing too, and I had this on silent, so sorry to all of you who were calling in. So the election didn't happen until October 15th, all right, when Ingram stepped down. And so that's almost a 3-month period that they stretched it out. And they was having different excuses that he wasn't allowed to officially resign because he walked out of the house and all this kind of stuff happened. So, sometimes they have little tricks. But once the election is called and the writ is done by the Governor General, the candidates' nomination day is 5 to 10 days. From that date. All right. So normally they do it in a week. So they'll give you a week to have nominations. So you have to have your candidate ready. And then they have 21 to 30 days to have the election after that writ goes forward. Okay. So that's how it works.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. And so no matter how the cookie crumbles, no matter how it jumps, we are going to be ready. Okay, so I put this on the screen to show you the laws. I'd actually pull this up to show you. But this is the law on by-elections act. It is upon current of a vacancy in House of Assembly while send a message to the Governor General requesting the issue of a writ of election. So the Speaker does this. If during any session of the House of Assembly, any member shall die or become disqualified from continuing to serve as a member, provisions of the Constitution or this act, the Speaker shall, upon the fact coming to his notice, send a message to the Governor General requesting the issue of a writ of election. All right. Upon receipt of the Speaker's message, the Governor General shall, as soon as practicable, issue a writ of election for the member for the constituency for which the vacancy has occurred, and there shall be not less than 21 nor more than 30 days between the issue of the writ of election and the return of the writ. All right, so that's really how it works. Now, what also this time is IRCA's laws, IRCA's rules. And so there's also rules that is relating to how broadcasting can be done. And so this is the code of practice and content for content regulation. And so this restricts the media. You know what has been happening in recent times is that the media has been discriminating against, for example, the COI, etc. Back in the day, third parties would always say that the media is discriminating against them, not covering them, etc., etc. Well, there's now laws in place to stop the discrimination. So the truth of the matter is, with all this that we've been experiencing, we could have filed complaint against, the media houses that have been discriminating against us, like Guardian Radio, etc. And we could have forced their hand in order to give us coverage, because the law doesn't allow them to do that. So there's rules for when the election is called, and then there's rules for outside of election. So just to educate you, to show you how corrupt the government has been, this is the law. All right, and if you look at this paragraph here, I'll go into detail as I go down, but it says here, licensees, meaning the radio stations, the TV stations, etc., must strive to provide balanced coverage of parties, candidates, and issues relevant to the election. Are they providing balanced coverage of parties? No, they're not. They must not appear to show any bias against any party. You've heard them have talk shows where they have basically lambasted any party that doesn't go along with them. You know, we've heard talk shows where they've called they've called me Hitler. You know, they've said many derogatory things, many strong things. They will say, "Oh, some COI supporters are saying this and saying that," but I've heard live on radio, which is against the law, so it's criminal. Persons say derogatory things against me. I don't retaliate. Again, I can take the law and sue them and go to IRCA and have them fined, etc. But I haven't done that because I know that there's some ignorance as it relates to that. And I think that the Bahamian people can see exactly what's going on. And so I've never taken, any revenge for things that they've done. All right, so here it is in section 6.4, discrimination against candidates. And to remember this, so when you see us start to talk and show the discrimination, if they try it, and so moving forward, we're going to tell our chairman to write them and tell them, request to have interviews of Lincoln Bain or other persons or whoever our candidate is for West End. And if they refuse, then we take them before IRCA and we take them before the courts. So it says discrimination against candidates, political parties, and others during election periods. It says in making broadcasting time available to individual candidates, political parties, or any other person or entity for political advertisements or political broadcasts, and I'll put any broadcast where you're really discussing politics. All right. So if they have a talk show and they're talking about let's grade the government or let's talk about who you're going to be voting for. These are political broadcasts. All right. So it says licensees shall not discriminate against any candidate or political party, person or entity, or make or give any preference to any candidate, or political party, persons or entity, or subject any candidate or political party, person or entity to any prejudice or bias. All right? But have they been doing this? No. You, as followers, have seen them discriminating against us in many different ways, almost in violent ways. You've heard persons call into to some of their shows and they say, "Oh, just write a letter to whoever, to management." But other persons don't have to write a letter to management, and you allow them on your shows. And so this is what we have to be careful of. All right. So that's the definition of parties here. As identification of political advertisements. Prohibit on polling day, you can't have political broadcasts, etc. So everything is right here in the act. All right. So the law is clear. All right. The subject matters of political advertisement and political broadcast. While a political advertisement or political broadcast may oppose a political party or candidate, it may not include material which defames or slanders a political party or candidate. All right. A political advertisement or political broadcast may not imitate an existing program, format, or identifiable personality in a move to mislead the public, but this rule may be justifiable for comedy, satire, parody, or fiction purposes, or where the representation is non-explicit. So the last election, what they did, they hired, for example, Naughty and this other guy, I forgot his name. He's normally on Guardian Radio. He has a very dry voice. I forget what he calls himself. They pay off these persons and they pay them to do satire so that they could justify putting out, lies and other stuff like that. All right. Further, licensees must ensure that such advertisements or programs meet the same standards of scheduling and content that apply to all programming broadcasts under this code, and that where applicable, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So all of the law is there. All right. And so go and read this for yourself. I won't go through all of this. They talk about race, gender. They just put this in there. It's in our Constitution. But race, gender, ethnicity, religious belief. Licensees shall not use or permit race, gender, ethnicity, religious beliefs, nationality, religion, age, gender, sexual preference, or physical or mental disability in political advertisements or political broadcasts as a basis for denigrating a person's political affiliation. So if you believe that, I'll leave that there. Notwithstanding the content of this political advertisement. So all of the rules are there. So I just wanted you to see how putting stuff about gender and some preference in there. All right. So wondering if Fred Mitchell had anything to do with there. But it's there. Good afternoon. You are live.
Good night. Good night. How you doing, man?
I am awesome, man. How you doing?
Okay. I just want to give a suggestion.
Yeah.
I feel as though as it pertains to the by-election that's coming up, just a suggestion. I thought about it I learned of the passing of Wilchcombe. My condolences to his families. I think that the strongest person right now at this time that's to prepare the way for the COI to represent West End would be Charlotte Green, for one. She's strong. She would get her point across once she get in the house, and she's passionate and knowledgeable about what she's doing. I really feel that in my gut. For right now, I think she'll be the suitable person at this time.
I love
to go and vie for that candidacy inside West End. I really feel so. She's passionate about what she's doing. She'll give them hell in the house once she get in the house to prepare the way for the COI in the next general election. Okay?
Yes. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Consider that.
Definitely will consider that.
I'm telling you, I'm saying some things and then I'm not saying some stuff. If you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, awesome, man. I appreciate that. Okay. And if persons have suggestions, you're free to call in tonight and let me know what your suggestions are. So you're free to do that. And so this is the act that we were looking at a minute ago. And so, yeah, so if you have suggestions and you want to call in, you want to give us some advice, we love mostly our supporters on here, you're free to do so. All right? Someone said, let's go shout and pack your bags. And that's from Shanique M on Facebook. All right. All right. So awesome. So also I wanted to again, the calls is open for any caller who wants to do it. Sometime with Family Islands, But what y'all think? What y'all think about? But anyway, let me leave it. I don't want to put any hints out there. With Family Islands, they sometimes they like people with a background and with their family island, some kind of background. So I don't know. We got to find out what Charlotte background is to West End or Grand Bahama, and see where we go from there. All right. Tello said, I riding with that. That's Tello Bartlett from West End. I think he's from 8 Mile Rock, I think. So he's riding with that. All right. So yeah, so we've already started meeting. We had a long executive meeting last night, and we'll be letting you know in short order. We're not going to tip our hands, of course. We're not going to show our hands. Someone says, shouldn't it be someone from the constituency? No, it doesn't have to be someone exactly from the constituency in order to that would be that and good. Okay, we lost that caller. Someone says, Lincoln, I love Charlotte, but I think you need to run. West End, the people of West End know who will work in their best interest. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Telos says he's from West Grand Bahama. All right. Better late than never. All right, Marina. Yeah, said that. So while y'all are talking and saying what your preferences are, y'all come, y'all call and tell me what your recommendations are. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hi, good night, Mr. Lincoln Bean.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm great. Well, it's very fascinating to see a race going to be in Grand Bahama.
Mm-hmm.
And that gentleman who last called about Charlotte Green, I support that gesture.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte is a very strong individual. She's witty, she's smart, she's tenacious, and everything else you can think about.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But it is a pity that you don't want to put any hint out there for them to try to pick off a candidate who you're going to select. And it'll be good to know that there are more candidates just as witty and smart and is able to take on Grand Bahama with tenacity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's that you can't really put any hint out there that we may have a choice.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
Oh, we do have choices.
Okay. Well, we can't put any names out there right yet. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But I'm in support of any and everything this COI organization is doing. Just know that, and we got your back.
Okay, thank you, man.
All right. All right.
All right. So here we go. Good night, Miss Sandra Camp. I see you there. This one is to Let me see if I get this back up for you guys. Yeah, so we are definitely going to put a candidate there. We're going to put a candidate, like I said, that we think that all of you are going to love and appreciate. We want you to stand with us. And so go pay your membership dues, go donate, go online on our website and donate. We're getting ready to go to war. And so we got to build up that war chest. Let's go out there and let's get ready to rumble. All right. This is wartime. And so we believe that the change that we want to see, that change is now, and it has begun. And sometimes things happen and tragic things happen in order to open the door to change happening. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, someone says, what, McAlpine? So someone suggested McAlpine. Okay. Someone says, we need Miss Green in Abaco. Miss Green is Abaco woman. Moores Island gal. All right. But Abaco, y'all got to learn to share. All right. Good afternoon. You are live. Good afternoon. You're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bain. I have two questions.
Go ahead.
One, do you think they're still gonna the House of Assembly is still gonna open on the 4th?
Yes, it will, and we will be there.
Okay. And the second question is, people are saying that it's too early to be discussing candidates for the seat in Grand Bahama because, of the minister death so early. What do you say about that?
I somewhat agree, but the show must go on. Again, we gave our condolences. We believe in him, and again, we don't want to focus on that now, and that's why we're not announcing any candidate at this time. But we have to let our people know who are calling us. This is a communication broadcast, and we have to let our people know that we are going to be there and we're going to be ready and to round up the troops. Okay, so the news called me today to ask me about it. They were interviewing people and talking about certain things. I think Dwayne Sands was interviewed on radio about it today, and the PLP has been meeting about this from yesterday. All right, yesterday, today, they're going back and forth over who it should be, and that's the PLP, and so they have the Dr. Fella,
right.
I won't call his name, like I said, and Randy Roll and a couple others trying to get in there to be the person. But in the meantime,
right.
we have to make sure that our people are ready. All
exactly.
right?
And I think that the PLP and the other people are keeping their meeting in secret, that they're not online, keeping their meeting, so we don't know what they're doing. So I think the people that are saying that is unfair to us and to your supporters, because this is the only way that basically we can get communication through to the people to let them know what's going on. So they have to be fair about it, because the PLP and the FNM, they do their thing. So we're doing our thing, and I don't think it's nothing wrong with sharing the information.
The PLP and FNM have their big headquarters, because they've been stealing from the Bahamian people for 50 years. They have their big headquarters to be able to go and have their meetings and invite their people in. And so we don't have that yet. And so our headquarters is Facebook on Sundays and Tuesdays. And so this is where we talk to our people. So other people have access to see it because we're just transparent. But this is where we talk to our people. So we are talking to our people.
Exactly. And I want to say to the people that's criticizing on Facebook, a couple of people, they were saying that on Facebook, and I want to tell them that they're unfair to us, because this is the only way that we can get our information from our leader.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Mr. Bain, and I hope the people comes out and everybody support their protest on October 4th. Thank you so much, and have a good night.
Thank you too. And so we're going to be there on October 4th, 9:30 a.m. Make sure you are there. And that's it. All right. So let me go back to what I was talking about. Y'all can continue. Y'all can continue to call and y'all can continue to text. I'll show you something. Paul Moss, of course, I'm sure he's watching. And that other lady I was on the show with, it was shocking that they don't understand that the carbon market is an actual market. Who's benefiting from this? Anybody who wants to go and trade on this market can go and trade on this market $90. So this is euros. So this is about $90 here. So but you're seeing it in 84.45 euros. The California market, there's a million carbon credits market where the carbons are because $4.45. You have the New Zealand market, the Korean market, and so markets. All right, and these are open markets, and then you have the voluntary markets. This is the markets that Brave them want to trade on. All right, and that's why he's talking $9 billion they want it on. So there's the nature-based offsets and the tech-based offsets. Okay, so for example, the aviation industry offsets. So that means from and you believe that you're going to put a certain amount of carbon into the air. So you go and calculate it, and then you pay voluntarily. You pay for the amount of carbon that you're going to be putting into the air. So you're going to pay 79 cents per ton. All right. From market like the Bahamas. So the Bahamas will participate in, and you will be the markets will be purchasing from Bahamas. All right. At whatever the actual value is. All right. And up 5.3%. And so you do right now. But of course, we are going to deal with the big market. All right, $84 versus 79 cents. This is utterly ridiculous. Doing this by adding this to the price of the tickets, or letting people who want to come to the Bahamas voluntarily while they're purchasing the tickets be able to do this. I think that's what they may be trying to do, or I may have just given them an idea. But this is ridiculous. But they're doing this because there's no regulations in this market, which is a smaller market. And so they don't have to count anybody. But these markets right here are regulated. And there's more markets, but they're regulated by the countries that you see here. So I told you about China. China's market is right here. China's market, the carbon credit market is, and so it's our job to educate you. So New Zealand market is big, and the European market is big. All right, and so we need to get in the volume markets so that we can trade our carbon credit. So let's do this. Let's look. Our carbon credits are worth $156 billion. Good afternoon. You're live.
Mr. Bean, how you doing?
I'm awesome, man.
That's good. That's good. The passing on. The minister?
Yes.
I know it's happening and everything, right? And condolences to the family. But on the real though. Everybody know. We know. They know that what's going on. So they're posting every day. I just want y'all to know we taking the show over. So whatever you got to say, just keep to yourself in the party because he taking his own. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, man. Okay, so yeah, change isn't going to come unless you fight for it. So as simple as that. These are stocks, carbon-based companies that you can buy into. So the carbon credits valued more than buying shares in these companies. Look, these are values of these companies. Carbon credits is worth more in some instances more than buying shares and stocks in the stock market. So it's sad that some people don't understand, but we're going to take this over and we are going to transform our economy. All right, based on this. All right, so let me go back to where I was. All right, so some said they didn't have what the caller say. So they saying that there are trolls on here. I can't see them. I don't see any of these trolls, but you all know what to do with them. I don't see any trolls on here. All right. But they're free to say what they have to say, and you're free to say what you have to say. So it's simple as that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wanna say to you again on Saturday, come and support the movement. So Grand Bahama, I'm going to be in Grand Bahama. Campaign is start. So I'm going to be in Grand Bahama. So we're going to be at. Make sure it's right. We're going to be at. Shoot, they may call election by then, but that's Saturday, September 30th. We're going to be at Taino Beach. All right, Taino Beach. Make sure you're there. So we have a raffle. So come out, spend the $5 and win one washer, oven, dinner for two, $50 gas voucher, or a free tune-up. All right, that's a labor. All right, and so come sign up to be a member. Get your T-shirts. They're going to be on sale. When get your T-shirts, time to start getting your gear. All right, we're going to have a tea party and a raffle on Taino Beach. So come out there and be a part of it. I'm going to be there. It's time to get going. So I guess this turns out to be official launch. All right. So, wow. God works in mysterious ways. All right. So that's really what it's going to be. And make sure for those in Nassau on Sunday, Gambia Community Jamboree. Make sure you're there. Free food, activities, whatever you want. We're going to make sure to be there because we gotta get minutes out of the House of Assembly. See, the PLP, Fred Mitchell, keeps spreading this lie that the COI is working with Minutes. Not us. We are going after Minutes. We're going to take his seat, all right? And we're going to invest heavily in doing so. Dr. Minutes doesn't need to be in the House of Assembly anymore after what he did to the Bahamian people. And so we, the people of Kalani, to wake up and get rid of him, all right? So, and that's it, and that's all. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we said in the beginning, we are going to put a candidate forward. We're going to make the announcement in short order. We may make the other people put their candidates forward first, but we are going to make an announcement, and we are going to get in the House of Assembly to bring the change that we want to see. We're going to get in the House of Assembly and bring the change that we want to see. All right. We need champions in the House of Assembly. We need warriors in the House of Assembly. We need change in the House of Assembly. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the leader of the Swingers Junkanu group. I almost forgot this. He is in the hospital in Grand Bahama and he needs blood. A lot of people came to make sure I get this. Yeah, Huck Williams, founder of the Swingers Junkanu groups. All right, he's in Grand Bahama, and he needs blood. He gave blood in Nassau, but Nassau has no way to get the blood to Grand Bahama. Nassau told them that they're keeping that blood. So his family and friends came to New Providence and gave blood for him. And then the blood bank in Nassau said, we're keeping it. What in this country works? And some people are happy with this. They're happy to say that, oh, these people don't qualify. They're new. We don't want anything new. You know what you got now. I know what we got now. And what we got now, That ain't working out. You're entire changing your shocks and your suspension and seeing cars broken down, their lower arm control brake, the wheel break off when they try to turn because of all these speed bumps and the holes in the road. Nothing works. But they're going to convince us to keep voting for that, for some contract. But the gentleman needs blood. Please, please, please. If you're in Grand Bahama and you're able to help him, that's Huck Williams from the Swingers Jumping Group. Please go there and help out your brother. There's a couple of major issues I need to cover. I won't be able to cover them today. I'm going to focus on them. I'm going to focus on them on Sunday. All right. And so, lastly, before I go, Frederick Mitchell has a secret agenda that we've been telling you about. Dr. Miles has been talking about it. We've shown you the videos from Dr. Miles of this, and that was just a clip from that video. We need to put a longer version of that out. He has a secret agenda. And it's actually not secret now because he went in the House of Assembly and he told the Bahamas and the world that his agenda for the last 50 years has been LGBT agenda. I do not stand with Fred Mitchell on that. And our country will not be taken over by any agenda that's not in the best interest of the Bahamian people. We do not have an issue. If you want to be gay, if two men want to love each other or two women want to love each other, that's your business. Do it in the confines of your home. And don't try to affect or manipulate our children. Don't try to force your agenda on me or anyone else. You do not have a right to try to convince me or anybody else of your agenda. And what we need in place, see, we keep talking about, the government trying to do this, the government trying to do that, the government trying to sneak this in. Just remove the PLP and F&M because that's their agenda. It's simple, The problems with this country are all rooted in the PLP. And them gay ships started coming in. What did you do? What did you say? Stand up. There's a serious agenda that is afoot. And someone says this is America's agenda. No, this is not America's agenda because all Americans are down with what these people are promoting. Republicans are not interested in what these people are promoting. Again, if you are a man and you want to look up in another man's face, I don't see how a man could look at another man and see anything attractive on them. I don't even know why women are attracted to men because ain't nothing on a man attractive. Women are made to be beautiful and attractive. And so we have to stand up. On October 4th, we are going to be out there. We're going to stand up. You know what's happening in our country. We're being invaded. While Keith Bell is in mourning, our country is in mourning. And we still have to stand up against what Keith Bell has done. We have to stand up against what Keith Bell has done. Let's fight. Let's show them that we ain't playing. And for those people who are saying that, it's too early the next day to be talking about putting a candidate forward, let me tell you something. When the queen or king dies, that same day, they talking about their replacement. That same day, they planning to move on. The same day. The queen is dead, long live the king. That same day. president of the United States dies, that same day, they're replacing him. They talking about his replacement. They swearing in the next one. We need real representation in the House of Assembly. Real representation. All right. So see you on the 4th. We're going to hold Keith Bell's foot to the fire. Keith Bell committed some crimes. We already outlined all the crimes Bell has committed. Crimes against the penal code that, in our opinion, he has committed. Because we heard people saying that he didn't commit a crime. They're talking about with the funeral. He committed many crimes, in our opinion, and we're going to hold his feet to the fire. Because Lincoln, you should run in that vacant seat. Mr. President, you are the only leader who speaks out directly about your stance on the LGBTQ alphabet. And we will continue. Someone called me today and asked me about this WHO agenda and locking this country down, et cetera, and all this kind of stuff. And I told him, I don't just talk this, I do this. I'm not on WhatsApp pontificating. I'm not on Facebook pontificating. I stand up. All right? When they were dealing with that thing, I can't say it because then they'll block the video. When they were dealing with that thing, I stood up. I spoke out against it. Don't forget that we stood out against it. We protested against Dr. Minnis. Charlotte Green and others got locked up. Charlotte them organized a protest. When he did the with immediate effect, many people stayed in their houses like cowards while Dr. Minnis locked us down. They talk from behind their screen door. They went on social media and beat up their gum. He shouldn't do this. Oh, he's so wrong. He's evil. He's bad. Well, Sean and others were out there getting arrested. And you know what had to happen? What happened after that? He had to lift his for immediate release with immediate effect lockdown because someone stood up to him. Bahamians, when we stand up, they must stand down, you know. But we stood up against Minnis the whole time. Did you know what Brave Davis was doing at the time? Brave Davis said, remember? He said, just do whatever Minnis says. Remember? He didn't stand up against anything Minnis was doing. At first, they started because I know Wayne Monroe had said something about, you know, that he's not taking the job, et cetera, and he started to say something. Then afterwards, he's Brave, gone away and come back, and Brave is a different person. Let's just do whatever Minnis says. Just do what he say. All right, so I don't talk this, I do this. Once you had to be soft, and no one is going to force anything on our Bahamian people that is experimental or otherwise. You're not going to force it on us. The option will be there for you if you want that. If you want it, that's on you. But we're not forcing you or allowing anyone to force you. We're going to stand up. All right? So if you want a different kind of governance, it's time for something different. But we're going to talk to you about our plans moving forward for West End, for Grand Bahama on the whole, and for the country on the whole. We're going to hold their feet to the fire in the House of Assembly. We're going to fight for West End and whatever their needs are. First and foremost, we need proper ambulance service down there. Proper ambulance service. I love Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama has so much potential. That's why you keep hearing me talk about Grand Bahama. This whole time I've been talking about Grand Bahama. I love Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama has so much potential to be the greatest rock in the world. But we got to fix it. We got to fix it. We got to fix it. Love that place. My granddad is from West End. My family is from West End. My granddad is from there. He lived there his whole life when he left Crooked Island. He left Crooked Island and went straight to West End, and he never left. Had a lot of property down there. And we got one piece of property down there in West End right now, actually. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come and we are going to make a change. You're going to stand up. And we hope you stand up with us. All right? We're going to be live again on the Tea Party. You're going to see us. We're going to go live. You're going to hear me speaking on Sunday. We're going to go live. Make sure you get this information. Sure. So Saturday, come out Grand Bahama. Let's talk. Time to talk. Let's get to Grand Bahama and let's talk. Let's sit down and let's get structured and let's get organized. All right. So the entrance fee is $20. So come on and support. $5 raffles. Win washer, oven, etc., etc. It's going to be from 4 p.m. until. All right, that's on Saturday. So make sure you're there. That's at Taino Beach. Also, yes. So also in Gambia, that one is going to be from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So I'm going to be live. I'm going to do my live from out there. 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'm going to be there. Dr. Veronica MacGyver is going to be there. And others, Ms. Green and everyone else is going to be there. But I'm going to be there, and Dr. Veronica MacGyver is going to be there. And it's free entry, and it's going to be giveaways, etc., etc. So make sure you're there, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you. We love you. We're going to continue fighting for the Bahamian people. We're not always going to get this right. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to say some things that we shouldn't say. We're going to do some things we shouldn't do because we're human, but our hearts are pure. Our hearts are in this. So we're going to continue to fight for the Bahamian people. That is what we are going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, there's one goal. There's one mission. Putting Bahamians first in this country and letting Bahamians benefit from our natural resources and our carbon credits. It will change the game. Some people don't understand that. Make them understand. And we have to do it even though they don't understand. Because they're going to understand when they get that check in their hand. Remember, I was reading the story of Alaska and how he did it. He eventually got him to understand. They didn't believe in it when he was talking about it first, the governor. And eventually he actually did it. All right. He actually did it to where persons get paid. They get a check every year, and that transformed their lives. And he actually used to have it sent digitally straight to their accounts. But he said, you know what? They don't feel it when they just go. We want them to pick up a check so they could feel and see that check and rejoice for that check. And so he switched it from the convenient way of going straight direct deposit to giving you a check in your hand. All right, that's what the governor of Alaska did. Oh, and there were some people who had questions because of a voice note I sent out where I didn't explain properly. And that's why I told persons it's hard to explain properly in little voice notes in WhatsApp what our plans are. Someone said, what is your plan for Grand Bahama? And I can't do that in a 3-4 minute WhatsApp. You know, what's your plan for giving them when they're going to get their money and how does this work? That's not something that you could just do. And I said, we're going to release this. Some people got concerned when I started putting some information out there. Let me make this clear to you. Every Bahamian is going to get what we have said that they're going to get. This is what we're fighting for. Do you think I'm out here getting locked up, sacrificing myself, my business, my future, my children for this not to happen? Every Bahamian will benefit from their natural resources. As we suggested from this started, it's $100,000 that we are recommended. I made it clear that Bahamians are going to be a part of this process of making this happen. I know that Bahamians have not been included, and politicians do whatever they want, even if you vote. Okay. Every Bahamian will benefit from their natural resources. Every Bahamian. All right. And so we said that there's some things that we are going to for the people and let them vote on it. We don't need a whole referendum to do that, you know. We said, and I've said it, if you looked at our plan and our plan for good governance, everyone in every constituency is going to have access to a mobile app through the blockchain, and they are going to be able to vote. Even when your member of parliament is going to the House of Assembly to vote on something. So let's say they want to put certain funny books in the schools. You're going to be able to go on the mobile app for your constituency and vote, and you're going to be able to tell your member of parliament by your vote, I don't support that. Don't go and vote for me on that. See, if they don't know how you feel, they can vote how they want. But if you know, if they know because you were able to vote and have the power of being able to give your opinion, then that's a different story. So I made it clear that there's certain things we're going to let people vote on. We need to know how we want to do it. Do we want to benefit from the carbon credits, which is a quicker process? So you'll be doing this in a matter of months. You'll be benefiting directly from your carbon credits, or through the natural resources, which is a little longer process. When I say a little longer process, you're looking at probably a year, probably even up to 2 years, but not 2 years, to be able to benefit, because you want to get the natural resources in, you want to multiply them, sell them. Some of it, you're going to be able to just start getting royalties from the people who are mining it already, and taxes from certain people. And then we go into the industry and encourage other people to come in and go to the industry. There's some things that we're going to do that I cannot say ahead of time, because then they're going to circumvent it. But trust me, you are going to benefit, and you're going to benefit fast. Someone say, oh, tell people that this is going to take long and it's not. No, it's not. It's not. All right. So we're going to make this happen, and in quick time. And so we're going to have some decisions to make as it relates to it, and we're going to let you participate in that. All right. So please stay focused. We got to get this. We have confirmed that our natural resources is worth $156 billion. Brave has already told you he ain't giving you none of that. The F&M isn't giving you none of that. They voted with Brave. And they're the oligarchs mostly. So you have a choice. It's simple as that. Your future and benefiting directly, or go with them. All right? So that's it, and that's all. So thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it. God bless you. We love you. We're going to have a busy week this week. It all begins, the campaign starts. So we hope you are ready to put your money where your mouth is. Again, if you want to support the movement, go online. Let me give you the links before I go. Go online and support the movement. This is the GoFundMe, I think. Yeah. So this is one link. You're seeing it pop up wherever you're watching this, whether you're on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. The link is showing up. And this is the other link if you want to give locally. Either one of them, you see the links put up. Either one of them you can benefit from. All right. So I love you. We're going to continue to fight for you because this is what it's all about. We got to take our country back. So if your family and friends in West End, start talking to them. The ground game is not us. The ground game is you. If you have family and friends in West End and Bimini, start talking to your family and friends in West End and Bimini. We need change. And it's time for that change to happen now. You don't stop until you make them understand. So a person called me on the phone today with one of their friends because they had some questions for me. And they said, this person has some questions, and I wanted you to answer. I wanted them to hear you answering it. So I said, well, call them on three-way. And they called them on three-way on WhatsApp call. And I was able to answer the person's question just like that to their satisfaction. And so talk to your family and friends. If you're sitting there with a group of your family members and it's something that they don't understand or you don't understand, just simply call, reach out. And if I'm available, we'll answer them right there and then. All right, we are available to the people. So God bless you, and we love you. This is going to happen if you make this happen. All right. So remember, change ain't coming. Change is here. And as always, we leave you with these videos to remind of what is possible. And don't forget, convention November 18th at the Marriott Courtyard. All right. And so November 18th, Marriott Courtyard, the morning session, which is a closed session for delegates, is 10 to 2. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's 6 o'clock. And we want everyone to be there at the session. Everyone, you, your friend, your family, bring everybody, buddy. Come out and let's bring this change. So hopefully they don't have election on that day. They may just, despite us, call election on that day or right before. They can't call it that day because that's a Saturday, but what happens. All right. See you next.
A lot of people wonder how Dubai became a very big, famous, and rich city.
You see, if you're comparing with Nigeria, listen to this. Nigeria has oil before than Dubai. It's a history. They are more rich than us. They have agriculture, they have mining, they have everything. You name it, they have it. Am I right or wrong? When you have a true leadership, which we have nothing, but we have everything because we have the right leadership. That's the only thing you need, a right leader for your country, not corruption. That's what brings your country at the top. You don't need anything. We want water, we don't have agriculture, we don't have mining.
That's quite interesting.
And that's Sheikh Mohammed. Number one, he doesn't know number two, he needs only number one. He says, I don't know, there's no number two in my book. Only number one.
And here he doesn't ride in a convoy.
What happened in Dubai with the citizens?
Monarchy, and monarchy take care of their people and make sure that they're paid 2,000 per family, maybe 3,000. And life is cheaper there. Life is cheaper, but all the Dubai citizens are paid, very paid.
From who?
From the monarch, from the king.
From the king?
Yeah, from the king.
Wow.
Money comes in
through
the
Oops. Oh man, what did I press? So, ladies and gentlemen, someone reminded me just now that I totally forgot I had these to give out. Gift cards. Some of you still on here. And the Kindles I was supposed to give out today. I am so sorry. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to save these. All right. I'm going to give this out at our event. So this is some of the prizes we're giving out. And so if you're in Grand Bahama, we're going to have some tablets there for you, some Kindle tablets. All right. So we'll find a way to give these out. We got some gift cards, BDC gift cards, and some tablets to give out. All right. And we have a lot of prizes, etc. For Gambia. All right. But if you are in Grand Bahama, we're going to bring some tablets, etc. to give out for you. All right. Someone said they stayed on. All right. All right. So let's say, look at God. They stayed on. All right. No. I'm not going to give it out tonight. I'm going to actually give it out in Grand Bahama. All right. So God bless you. We love you. And I'm going to be tuning out now. All right. See you later.